Welcome back to the Loss Prevention News Network. I'm Joe LaRocca, and I'm here today with special guest Frank Camerino, who's the Vice President of Business Development with Loss Prevention Services Group. Since 1984, Metro One Loss Prevention Services Group has been providing professional retail services to the industry. Frank joined Metro One in 2004 and has over 25 years of retail leadership experience. He spent 5 years as a regional loss prevention manager with Toys R Us and 11 years as the corporate manager of asset protection with Caldor Inc. He's a great partner to the industry, and I'm really glad he's joining us today. Frank, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Joe.
So, Frank, can you give us an overview for the people that aren't familiar with Metro One? What's the company do? What's it all about?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we've been around since the 80s. We're family-owned and operated still today. We are a retail loss prevention provider. 99% of our clients are retailers. They are the who's who of retail. Our services include unarmed officers, armed officers. Our armed officers are active or retired law enforcement only. We don't do guards with guns and all that goes with it. We have a store detective division, one of the largest providers of store detectives. Our store detectives work in single locations. We supplement some coverage for clients, or we do them in teams, roving through high shrink, high risk areas. We have an investigations division that has a slant on ORC. We also have a logistics division, which is something that's run separately. And we also, some of our core services that we work on with our clients is building a loss prevention program with all the individual services. We service East Coast, Midwest, and early in 2015, we started an affiliate program. We are a centralized organization. It means every branch is run exactly the same out of our headquarters. Everything is run out of there, our dispatch, our recruiting, our HR department, our owners are there, our executives. So, like I said, every branch is run the same. We are a bunch of ex-retailers, so we're kind of set up like a retail company with district managers and regionals. So like I said, we're a bunch of ex-retailers. We get it. We understand budgets and the need to provide ROI. And I just wanted to say one thing is that we are providing security at the NRF this week at the big show.
Nice.
So I'm very proud to say that, and everyone can get to see us live.
That's great. That's an incredibly diverse portfolio of services you offer. And, just hearing that you do a lot of things many other service providers don't do, but it all centers around great people. And in the service business, that's really competitive. What makes Metro One different?
Yes, so besides the experience we have in that retail realm, one of the biggest things we consistently strive to do is keep the quality people. It's all about succession planning. And we've built an extensive program with our uniformed officers. When you first come aboard with us, you can be, an entry-level uniformed officer working in the retail industry and learning as you go. Then, from that point, you can strive to be what we call a Tier 1 LPO, a loss prevention officer, Tier 1. That's someone who has a little bit of experience from us or from the security industry. From that point, you can aspire to be a Tier 2 LPO. That's a lot of our lead officers have been with us, have made it through the ranks, or maybe they come from the military or law enforcement. And there's other avenues too. You can be part of our investigations division. You can work as a store detective, an undercover operative, a shopper. And then there's always our management ranks. Many of our current managers are former guards, store detectives, and they work as our field managers, our office recruiters, our dispatch, district managers. Myself, I started as a red jacket guard at Caldor many years ago, if anyone remembers them, and worked my way up to be a store detective and an asset protection manager, so on and so forth. So that's the big focus for us is succession planning and keeping good people. And lastly, one of the programs that we have is, we have some programs with our clients where they'll hire our people. We see that as a huge compliment. That we have quality people and they're willing to hire them as their next APS or APM.
Right. Now, in all of the services that you offer, I'm familiar with some of your customers. big blue, big red, big orange. I know you probably can't name them, but they're out there.
Yes, they are.
Metro One's really been on the ground floor combating the organized retail crime problem. And, industry experts estimate that ORC losses are over $30 billion annually. Can you share some of the programs and what do you tell your people relative to organized retail crime?
Sure. So we assist the LP world through intelligence. We have guards out there making recoveries. They're in the trenches making recoveries. We have store detectives making apprehensions. We have our investigators working with our clients. So all that information is gathered. We generate a lot of intelligence through those encounters. We're in the manpower business, so we certainly can help in any type of ORC investigation with our experience, with our manpower. We've been involved with many of the colors that you mentioned in different types of ORC investigations, whether it's opening a mom and pop type store, closing a mom and pop type store, infiltrating flea markets, street vendors. For one of the colors that you mentioned, we actually opened up a full construction company and from the ground level up for them. So like I said, we're a full service loss prevention provider.
That's incredible. And when you say full service, I guess a lot of retailers will be asking the question about this crazy world we're entering with omni-channel and multi-channel retail. So the focus isn't all on the store business. There's also the shipping and logistics side. And you'd mentioned logistics earlier. Can you elaborate a little bit? What do you do to support the DC side? Sure.
On the logistics side, we run that kind of as a separate division. Has its own separate training programs, and it's a little bit of a different animal. We have retail executives from the logistics realm that run that division. Actually, we just had a press release from the logistics division that we have a new client, Sun Products, and they're in 2 new locations for us,
wow.
Bowling Green and Salt Lake City, Utah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Some of the other things I wanted to talk about too, besides the retail part of it, although some of it's still retail, is the events and executive protection that we're involved with. We do a lot of events. We have extensive experience in providing security for events and for high-level figures.
Like the NRF.
Like the NRF, exactly, which has been a major undertaking. We're very excited to do our first show, and I hope everyone does come and see us and visit me on the floor. But we've done some of the biggest store openings as well here in Manhattan and across the country. We've done some major events. David Beckham on Super Bowl Boulevard. Lady Gaga in Times Square,
wow.
Just to name a few. And we average probably 4 to 5 celebrity appearances or book signings probably a week across the country. So, our goal is to be the industry leader in retail. And I just want to thank you for having us today, and certainly come visit me at the floor of the big show.
Sure, and I definitely will be there tomorrow to visit you and your team. But I do have one final question for you. I read something in the D&D Daily a week or so ago about Metro One working on an active shooter training program, and that's a hot topic right now, as you know. What details, what's the program all about, and how somebody would get involved?
So that's correct. We do offer different types of training. Safety and active shooter is one of them, and that is the hot topic. We've done some for our clients. And obviously the active shooter is one that everybody is most interested in.
Right.
When we do that for our clients, that's full attendance. Everybody is there, and we run through the entire training program with management level. Everybody that works in that particular facility, and I got to say, it's obviously with what's going on in the world, it's very attentive and
needed and timely.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Frank, I think we need to leave it right there. I want to thank you for joining us today, and thank you and your team for all the work that you do, especially those of you out there at the NRF Big Show right now, watching over the floor. Thanks for all the work that you're doing. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to leave it right there. Thanks for tuning into the Loss Prevention News Network and the D&D Daily, your #1 source of loss prevention news and information.